daming natutunan ng mga tao do'n from you. That's why sabi ko, "Naku, I have to have Antoinette also in Drinks with Denise para naman alam mo 'yun, madagdagan ang knowledge ng mga tao when it comes to your advocacies and what you've been doing right now." But before we start, Antoinette, what is your drink? Do you have a drink there with you?
Yes, I actually have a couple with me. So I have
Oh,
two of my favorite drinks that I guess I just decided to share. Maybe people are curious what I'm always drinking whenever I do. So it's very simple. I have local coffee, and that's a cat
oh,
because
how
I love.
cute!
And then I have water. So I've always
Oh,
just been
okay.
such a big water drinker, but coffee it really not only gives me energy, I feel like it also opens up my mind. So
Oo,
coffee
oo nga.
and locally grown, of course.
Oo, ang ganda. Ako naman,
What about
I
you?
am I am having calamansi juice. It's actually,
Oh,
oo, it's fresh calamansi juice. I like, my calamansi juice freshly squeezed, kaya 'yan. Mm.
yummy. At
Oo,
saka
it's
kaya ako
it's a
nilagay yung water ko sa tumbler. Pwede nating pag-usapan din mamaya.
oo, ayan. Ay gusto ko 'yan, gusto ko talaga 'yan. Actually, I was telling people nga before you came up na yun nga parang we've known you for being this triple threat of an entertainer. You're an actress, a really good dancer, a singer, and then
Thank you.
all of us, I mean, after you came back from the US, you got really busy doing all these advocacies, your humanitarian responsibilities, and we are going to talk about that in a few minutes. So, Antoinette, how are you and how have you adjusted in this, I don't want to call it new ano new normal kasi parang wala eh, lumampas na tayo doon. But I mean like within this pandemic, how have you adjusted naman?
Oh my. Actually, before I answer that, I want to say thank you to you, Denise. Thank you so much for having me today.
Of
Honestly, I,
course.
I
Oh my
really appreciate
gosh.
just your passion for your work, and of course, right now
Thank
we
you.
get to talk to you one on one. Your wonderful
Oo.
energy. So
Aw,
thank you
thanks.
for having me, and
Hyper.
also thank you again sa pin. Naku, we have that in common, yung pagka-hyper. Don't worry.
Oo.
Nagpipigil
Oh
pa ako
my
sa galit.
gosh. Wag ka girl, wag kang magpigil, girl, go lang, go lang.
But yes, thank you for asking though. I think it's been challenging, I think, for everyone, no matter how you
Mm.
look at it. Sadly, some people are definitely going through it so much worse. But when we think
Yeah.
of the pandemic, we are all affected. I think the issues that affect the world nowadays, it's not anymore a matter of just certain places, certain situations. I feel like a lot of the things happening in the world right now really truly affect us all, and we're really learning more about how that is right now, how everything is interconnected. But I
Mm.
guess we move forward. We move forward. Life happens. Challenges will always be there, diba? Kumbaga nga,
Yeah.
the phrase life is a roller coaster. It goes up and down, and all you can really do is kind of ride the wave and go with it. And at the same,
Mm.
believe na kung meron man tayong mga kaibigan, family, or friends that become family. You know what I mean? Parang when
Mm.
we become adults na rin, I feel like we also choose family, diba? In the world, it's not just
Yeah.
relatives as well. And I think that that's one thing that kept us connected. Being
Mm.
able to have people to support us through being separated man, together pa rin tayo. Parang ngayon,
Oo.
technology has been incredible.
Thank you, technology.
But I actually just got back from Tacloban
Oh,
City.
wow.
That was my
Grabe.
first trip in 2 years, or since the pandemic.
Oh.
So less
Mm.
than 2 years, but since everything happened, it was the first trip, and I'm grateful that it was something that was meaningful, that we're able to bring some kind of hope, I would like to say, by working
Yeah.
with communities there as well. So,
Oo.
you know.
Ayan, yun nga, ayan, you've been very busy, no? Kahit na may pandemic, I've been seeing you doing, yun nga, all these advocacies. So, I just want to ask, like, I know there's a sense of fulfillment kasi when you do those things eh talaga. I'm not sure if you can remember pero kasi we've already met. You did that project wherein we parang I was invited by actually I was invited by a friend whom you invited to be there to participate in that project wherein we wrote parang, you know, uplifting uh, words or messages in a paper bag. Parang lunch, parang basta mga may
Yes.
food, oo, yon. So,
Oh my
I was there.
god.
Oo,
Wait,
it was
what?
years ago.
Oh my gosh. Who's your friend? Ganun eh, no? Intriga kayo.
Ah,
Okay lang, kahit wag mo na
uh,
sagutin.
hindi, okay lang. Pwede ko naman sabihin, si Baron, guys.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. I I remember, oh my gosh, I remember our photo together.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
we even have
oo,
a photo like
oo. Yes, yes,
Gretchen.
with
Oh my god.
Gretchen, with Gretchen.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oo. So
Oh
yun,
my,
I mean like
thank you again.
ayun, so I mean like you started from there and then, you know, you founded Cora, which we're going to talk about a bit in a bit. And then yun nga, I mean like you're doing all these things um kahit na pandemic, I mean you're really helping people out. So parang what is your favorite thing about doing these things and your advocacies?
Oh my. Siguro para hindi mahabang sagot, I'll go straight to the point. I guess working with people
Okay.
and communities,
Yeah.
that's been the most difficult part about the pandemic as well kasi we're still trying to help people but we're not able to really be with them as much. Hindi kami nagkakaharap,
Mm.
hindi kami nagkakaroon ng opportunity na yung makapagkwentuhan din ng maayos or mabisita yung mga
Oo.
communities na kapart namin. And I feel na
Mm.
at the end of the day kasi medyo minsan technical yung mga mission pag binasa natin yung mga kailangan gawin. But in
Oo.
reality, kasi it's really just touching people, being able to help people and support them in any way we can. And I think
Mm.
it's nice to know that you mentioned that feeding program actually that we did hashtag lunch bag kasi it's actually a
Yeah.
movement na nag-start sa LA. So hindi pa kami Cora nung time na
Mm.
yon. And when we
Oo,
did
oo.
that, after all that, I learned from I forgot where I read that or I watched that. Nasabi nila na most, I guess, initiatives, missions, even nonprofits, always begin by people somehow
Oh,
discovering missions and getting inspired by it, learning from it, joining it, volunteering for
oo.
other groups. So parang minsan hindi natin kailangan isipin na kailangan natin establish ng anything. Kumbaga, however we can help pag may opportunity, napakalaking bagay na, and it can really grow from there.
Mm.
And being able to make it so that hindi siya mahirap, na parang lahat tayo pwede ring makatulong somehow. And I think that's one thing I hope everyone can remember kasi minsan na-intimidate tayo, niisip natin na ano ba naman ang magagawa natin para makatulong. Hindi natin
Mm.
nare-realize na minsan kahit post lang tayo ng isang positive message, di ba minsan may mga
Oo.
comments na, oh my gosh, I needed that, hashtag I needed that,
Oo,
or
oo,
hashtag
parang it's a
amazing,
sign, oo, thank you so much,
or
ang ganda, 'di
or
ba?
thank you for this, yung mga ganyan. And that really
Oo.
means a lot, you know? So parang whatever's happening with us today, I'm grateful that it's come to this. But in reality, it's really about volunteers as well and everyone
Oo.
believing na as long as meron tayong gustong sigurong matulungan, makikita naman
Mm.
natin all around us because people need us every day. And
Mm.
that's where really where it starts.
Oo. Ayan, I mean teka lang, yung aso ko
It's
nagagalit
okay.
siya, hindi ko alam kung bakit. Hindi ko alam. "Wag kang magalit, sandali lang, nagwo-work si mama, wait."
Hello, puppy.
Ganyan. Ganyan 'yan. Mamaya lalapit 'yan siya dito. He gets curious about, what I've been doing. Ayun, gaya na nga ng sinabi ni Antoinette. I mean like, um, little things talaga makes, you know, it make a lot of difference. Like, yun nga, gaya nun, parang it's as simple as, uh, posting something na positive, you know, uh, hindi mo alam, it can help someone's uh, mental health. And yun, speaking about mental health pala, I know that, you know, mental health is really important to you as well. You're very open about, you know, having difficulties before about you know, struggling with depression. Ngayon na, you know, especially in the pandemic, ako gaya ko, I mean like I'm really open about telling people that I got really affected about the pandemic na 'di ba, nakakulong tayong lahat so parang talagang yung anxiety talaga grabe. So ikaw, I mean like, how what do you do in order for your mental health to be or you to be okay, like mentally and emotionally?
Naku, grabe 'no. Ang hirap sagutin ng mga ganyang bagay ngayon nowadays. Pero grabe,
Hindi. Oo,
nakakatuwa
actually,
talaga
oo, actually
kasi
alam ko medyo mahirap siya pero I'm pretty sure like, someone like you, yun nga parang, do you keep yourself busy ba
yes,
or
yes.
I mean like oh, yun.
Yeah, no, it is kind of hard to really journey even nowadays. And I guess I'll start na lang muna with before. So our
Mm,
journey through Cora really started because after my mom passed away. I went through depression, but at the
mm,
time I didn't realize it. So parang I think
mm,
ang swerte din natin today somehow in a way that it's being discussed. Kumbaga kahit na
mm,
sabihin na nating nakakalungkot man, napakarami pa ring stigma sa mundo, hindi lang sa mental health. But
mm.
it's still less than before. Now we can really talk about it openly, I think. And for most people, I
Yeah.
hope I'd like to give people that reassurance that I couldn't believe it. Takot din ako dati and nag-hesitate din ako to open up. Pero at the same
Mm.
time, it was really one of the most life-changing things for me. And
Yeah,
it doesn't
oo.
necessarily even have to be publicly. Pwede namang
Mm.
to someone you trust.
Yeah,
Pwede namang to a
oo.
professional. Hindi naman kailangan na lahat publicly gagawin din. I
Oo,
mean,
totoo,
we have a
totoo.
choice, di
Oo.
ba? Kung paano natin gusto i-deal yun. And we all have our right naman to privacy din. But for me,
Mm,
I guess it was empowering for me to speak about it because I was also empowered by others that shared their stories. And when
mm,
I went through it in 2004, and that's I think it began after my mom passed away, hindi ko pa talaga
mm.
na-realize na may pinagdadaanan ako kasi hindi talaga siya pinag-uusapan and I feel like back
Oo.
then, if anyone even kind of maybe brought it in a serious way, parang ang off minsan ng dating, parang it's such a stigma
Oo.
or taboo. But now,
Oo.
at least there are so many ways that people can even find help. So even with the
Mm.
digital age, nitong nagkaroon ng pandemic, nagkakaroon na tayo ng mga free online therapy and things like
Yes,
that.
oo.
But once it starts, I guess, with us pa rin. And, the
Mm.
journey is always unique and different. Iba yung what works for one can be different for another. Hindi naman yan talaga pare-pareho. And feeling ko nga, it's
Oo.
extremely unique to each of us. That's why we have to be open as well that not all things that work for other people, tas hindi nag-work sa atin, madi-discourage tayo kagad. One
Oo.
of the best things is really to, once again, seek professional help. But then in our
Yeah.
own ways, sabi nga nila, there are basic ways to keep ourselves mentally, I guess, balanced. And I'm not
Mm.
perfect at this at all. Like I try to learn, the actual details to remember them, but being able to execute, syempre, that's a different story. But we all can only
Mm.
do our best, and we have to go at our
Yeah.
own pace. Kasi
Oo.
nakaka-pressure din, nakakadagdag anxiety. Parang, oh my gosh, hindi ko ginawa yung kailangan kong gawin na pag-meditate or pag-pray or pag ganito
Oo, totoo.
really intentional this time. And it's not about, pressuring yourself either. But
Mm.
for me, I guess the top things that I discovered were really the shockingly napaka-basic. It's really getting enough sleep and getting enough rest.
Hmm.
So
Oo.
my tendency ako to overwork, promise. And this week was
Mukha ka
actually a really,
sobrang
really
busy
difficult
talaga.
week. But that's really a no-no, to be honest. And I've really been trying so hard to take back my weekends, my evenings. In my younger days,
Oo.
in my younger days, grabe din yung hustle, lalo na sa showbiz. Minsan 24-hour dating gigs. But in reality,
Oo.
when you look at that, no one should be working for 20 hours in a day. That's not just bad for your
Mm.
physical health. I never knew that it's one of the most extreme things that you could do to make yourself feel more agitated, to make you anxious, to trigger your depression.
Oo.
So, sobrang simple pero totoo pala. Kaya di ba minsan walang tulog, ay, walang tulog yan, huwag mo asarin, mainit ulo niya. Pero totoo
Oo.
kasi. The other thing, totoo. The other thing is working out and not necessarily mga fancy workout na. Yung parang
Hmm. Mm.
physical activity. Pagpapawisan ka, meron kang workout. And it's not just, akala natin dati, di ba, minsan pag nag-workout, I feel so good, I feel so strong, I just came from the gym, or I just ran. But in reality, that's already parang hormones going through our body, and us happy hormones pretty
Mm,
much na nagre-release
mm.
because of these physical activities. So napakalaking bagay talaga yun. Kaya nga I would say yoga is quite special. I'm not a big yogi. I'm trying to be one, but I'm more of a runner. But I guess
Oo,
yoga is actually special because physical activity na siya. Meron pa siyang pagka-meditative pa. So you get the best of both worlds. Um,
oo.
and then of course meditation. And hindi ako yung type na nagme-meditate. Actually, to me, my meditation is more of prayer. And also finding
Oo.
ways to find peace and silence in prayer na rin. But to
Mm.
me, finding your quiet time, your space to be
Yeah.
able to really just not think of anything, to relax, to let go of
Mm.
whatever's bothering you. And it's in our control. And I know it's easier said than done, but
Oo,
sa journey na to, it hasn't been, it hasn't been speedy for me. It's been a really kind of
oo.
uphill, a long-term journey for me, but those things have
Mm.
helped. And another is getting sunlight. Wow, getting
Oh,
sunlight, I
vitamin
never really,
D. Vitamin D,
yes, yes,
yes.
yes. Because even when you think of going to the beach, di ba, akala natin minsan it's because
Mm.
the beach is beautiful or enjoying nature and that's just it. But being in nature has an effect on our mental health, and getting that
Oo.
sun, getting that fresh air. So I think those basic things
Yes.
right there have been extremely key for me. And eating, I guess, choosing what you eat, really making sure na, hindi naman
Mm.
choosing, but trying to eat, I guess, healthy elements in your diet.
Oo.
Malaking bagay din yun. But shockingly, yun na nga, the basics are so powerful. Kasi beyond that, ano na
Oo.
yun eh. Yun na nga, you can already do talking therapy, go to a
Yes.
professional for help. But on our own, these are things that we can practice. And I guess reminding
Mm.
ourselves na life happens, challenges happen,
Mm.
but we're always going to get through it. If you look back at the difficult
Mm.
times in your life, nakaraos ka because you're here today, nakaraos ka dun. So, remembering na kakayanin mo yan. And when it's hard, on the day that it's
Oo.
hard, of course sometimes it feels like the end of the world. So, remind yourself, of course, something is happening right now, kind of calling yourself to attention. Something is happening right
Mm.
now, but it's not the end of the world. I'll be able to take care of this. Solutions will come forth. It doesn't have to be right
Mm.
now. Inhale, exhale, ayun pa pala.
Proper
Breathing. So,
breathing. Breathing, yes.
yes, even sometimes like if I
Oo.
wake up in the middle of the night, if I'm worries, um, minsan I'd be up for longer. Hindi ko alam kung paano ako makakatulog ulit. But when I learned about
Mm.
breathing exercises, like breathing techniques, you can actually do it in bed. Meron mga breathing
Oo.
techniques na aantukin ka na rin eh. Yung mga things like that. So, breathing deeply, remembering to breathe even throughout the day.
Oo.
I guess I'll leave it at that habang ng sagot ko sa tanong mo.
Okay lang, okay. No, that's why, oh my God, that's why people, please share this stream kasi yun lang, alam ko sobrang, nakakainis kasi 1 hour lang tayo dito sa community stage, pero sobrang marami tayong matututunan kay Tony. Can I call you Tony?
Oh my gosh, you can call me anything you want, please.
Oh my God! Sige, I'll call you Tony. Ayun, marami tayong matututunan kay Tony, oh my God. So, yun pa lang, oh, um, gaya na napakasimpleng mga bagay. Sleep, proper sleep, you know, workout, like move, hindi naman kailangan na todong workout, basta kailangan lang may movement kayo everyday, ah, proper diet, vitamin D, labas-labas lang kayo diyan sa garahe ninyo, paaraw lang kayo ng konti. And if you can go to the beach or na safe, go ahead. Ayan. And siguro ang idadagdag ko na lang din do'n, malaking tulong din sa mental health natin, especially now na hindi tayo masyado nagkakakitaan. Yun lang, kasi maraming ways on how to communicate with your friends. So parang make sure to talk to your friends, to your loved ones, ganyan. Yung halos araw-araw may communication kayo, 'di ba? Ayan. Ayun,
Yeah.
guys. Ang daming ang dam ang daming nagme-message diyan sa baba. I'm really sorry kasi 'pag binasa ko 'yan isa-isa, hindi tayo matatapos. Okay? Marami pa ako itatanong kay Tony, kaya sandali lang ha. Okay, so kanina you mentioned CORA, which is an abbreviation of Communities Organized for Resource Allocation, and you also mentioned na yun nga, established it in dedication to your mom. Kasi yun yung name ng mama mo, 'di ba? So it's a non-profit organization that you started. Anong year? Sa kailan mo siya sinimulan? Ang CORA?
Kasi actually yung missions namin 2016 nag-start pero,
Oo.
naka-register kami as an official nonprofit, in
Oo.
2017.
2017, ayun. So, um, I know there's a website of Quora, and they can easily go to that website to check out what it's all about. But in briefly, I mean, can you tell people kung ano ang Quora talaga?
Sure, actually, I'm trying to type the website really quickly, so that
Tama
you
ba?
can
We are Quora,
but
tama
don't
ba?
leave us right now. Stay with us, please. This is
Oo.
copy me
Ayan,
site.
We are Quora. Oo.
But Quora is a nonprofit organization that actually got inspired by the hashtag lunchbag movement in the United States. Kasi nga, they
Mm-mm.
provide a platform na parang lahat pwedeng sumali, lahat pwedeng maka-join. And I think nung time na yun, naghahanap lang kami ng opportunities para makapag-volunteer. Pero we didn't really find many of them. And some seemed a little more restrictive na parang kailangan may mga
Mm-mm.
expertise or may experience.
Oo,
So
oo.
for us, we said, okay, hashtag lunchbag, you can just meet up once a month. You can meet up anytime with friends and family. And then parang nagtutulong-tulungan lang kayo mag-pack ng meals. So from there,
Oo.
nag-cascade na siya into the coastal cleanups, so wanting to help the environment.
Yan.
And we
Ayan,
really
actually
realized that
people
yeah,
people
we
people
wanted.
are mentioning the people are mentioning clean up below. I think some are very interested to join the clean up. So ayan, si Tony ikikwento niya yan mamaya kung paano. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Malapit na actually. We had our first one after a while this week. Actually, last was it? I think it was last Wednesday. And hindi
Ah.
kami nakapag-invite pa ng public kasi we're still keeping everything a little bit stricter right now. But
Yes,
there's
oo.
going to be some limited engagements very soon. So mga limited slots na
Ayan.
pwedeng join sa amin. But be there, of course, with our waste champions as well. But it really
Mm.
kind